What is up, you guys? It is Zach, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to be talking about Mario Strikers Battle League some more. As you guys know, I am very excited about this game. If you haven't seen my other Mario Strikers videos yet, definitely check out the videos in the playlist that you can see in the cards at the very top there. I have a decent amount of video. By a decent amount, I mean 2 videos up about it so far, and I definitely plan on making more videos about Mario Strikers, so definitely watch those if you haven't seen them already. And if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. It would mean the world to me. But today, we are going to be talking about specific things I want to see from this game, because personally, Mario sports games on the Nintendo Switch have honestly been rather disappointing. And I really want Mario Strikers to be the game that breaks that trend of Mario sports games that end up disappointing me. So we are going to be discussing 5 things I want them to do for Mario Strikers Battle League. And without any further ado, you guys, let's get into that list. The first thing I want to see added into Mario Strikers Battle League is a bigger character roster. In my personal opinion, this character roster is a bit too small for my liking, especially if there can be 8 people playing at once and there's only 10 characters to choose from. That would obviously lead to a lot of fighting when it comes to picking characters. And of course, there are just many different characters that are left out of this roster, and some really big notable ones. If you want to hear my thoughts on this, definitely check out my Mario Strikers characters prediction/hopes video. There'll be a link in the cards up at the top right hand of the screen so that you can watch that video. And yeah, I just think there need to be more characters. Like, there just need to be. I mean, I'd say at least like 3 or 4 more, right? Like, at least 3 or 4 more. I know there's space for 6 more on the roster, but I'd be happy if there were just 3 more. Like, just give us a few more to choose from. I know this one was kind of the obvious one, but I wanted to get it out of the way first. So yeah, more characters is completely needed. Next up is stadiums based on most of the playable characters. Now, at first when I made this prediction, I thought that this was kind of an out there, wild one. But then I really thought about the older Mario Strikers games. Firstly, the older Mario Strikers games were also kind of based on the playable character roster. Granted, very loosely, but they were. And the games had a lot of stadiums in general. I don't know the exact number, I'll put it on the screen, but Mario Strikers and Mario Strikers Charge had a lot of stadiums for you to play through, more than I actually really even thought. So I think having stadiums based on each one of the playable characters might not actually be too much of an ask. Now, while some characters like Toad and Waluigi may be hard to think of unique stadium ideas for, it's still something really cool to think about, and having each captain have their own stadium to represent their character. I mean, think about it. Maybe Wario can have a stadium based on WarioWare or the Wario Land games, and then Rosalina can have a stage based on Super Mario Galaxy. There are so many possibilities of potentially cool stadiums that can come out of each character having their own stadium. And I really hope that Next Level Games do that. Make each character have their own stadium, and yeah, not much else to say there. Next up is stadiums being able to be played as a whole rather than the half and half situation that we see. Now, I do like the concept of these stadiums being split in half to represent each captain, and I do hope it leads into some interesting gameplay loops, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But just for the sake of having more options and customization, I do hope that we get to see the stage being played as a whole. Having a whole version of the Mushroom Hill stage, or a whole version of the Luigi's Mansion stage. Just having complete versions of those stadiums would just be kind of cool. Like, it's a small thing. I'll openly admit, if this is something that isn't able to be done, I'm not gonna hate the game, I'm not gonna boycott the game, but it is something that I do really want to see, and I do hope that Next Level Games do go in that general direction. Next up is toggleable stage hazards. Personally, having stage hazards that you can turn on and off is a really big thing for me. I know that stage hazards definitely are not for everyone. Not everyone likes stage hazards, but I feel like they could add a lot to certain stadiums. Which is why I think that stage hazards should be toggleable, meaning that they can be turned on and off at will, meaning that people who don't like stage hazards can have them off, and people that do can have them on. because kind of like with the last point, it just adds more customization and more options and different ways for you to play the game, and I think that is very important for this game. I mean, just imagine having ghosts swarm the Luigi's Mansion Stadium, or DK barrels being thrown onto the DK Stadium. There are just so many cool things they could do with this, and I really hope Next Level Games take that opportunity to make each of these stages feel unique. My personal stance on stage hazards is I think they are great. I think they are very immersive and can help you feel more immersed into the stadium that you're playing on. Rather than playing on a standard soccer field with just cool visuals to go along with it, each stadium would feel different to play because each stage hazard is obviously different depending on which stadium you're playing on. The last point I have here is an online esports-esque post-launch. Now, let me explain this point a little bit because I feel like it might confuse some people at first. This game can honestly be absolutely huge for online play. It could seriously be one of Nintendo's biggest titles and they don't even realize it, and I'm sure we don't even realize it. Kind of like Splatoon that has teams of 4 that compete in tournaments, you can have the same thing with this game if it is supported right post-launch. Having teams of 4 different people who have their set characters that they like to play as, competing in tournaments could be a really huge deal. And this links back to the first point because if the character roster is really big, each team member can be linked to a certain character and can make tournaments that much more cooler if you have esports teams for Mario Strikers Battle League that you can just go and watch. It could just be a really cool thing, and I really hope they do it. They could do something like a Mario Strikers Cup, this big yearly tournament that Nintendo does where teams of 4 from all around the world compete in a World Cup style tournament, and I think that could be really cool. It could just be a truly amazing online play culture with this game, especially given how popular soccer or football is all around the world. This could be a really huge deal, and it would be a huge mistake for Nintendo and Next Level Games to not capitalize off of that. Obviously, having another game be really heavily involved with the Nintendo Switch Online service can incentivize people even more to buy it, and I think they should do that. Alright you guys, so thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe, all that stuff down below, and hit that notification bell while you're down there. It helps you keep up to date with all content I upload, and check out the merch store. There's some cool ZakPak merch up on there that you can go and check out. And until next time, you guys, I'll see you in the next video.